Today, we are going to learn how to describe a scene, a situation, or a story. And for that, you need to learn many words, such as nouns, verbs, and adjectives, but also how to be able to use conjunctions, the linking words, so that your story flows more smoothly and to gain more fluency, become more fluent, have better fluency when you speak English. You describe the situation to somebody that doesn't see it. So then you need to describe it very well so they can imagine the story, they can see the storyline, they can see how the story flows in their heads. This can be an anecdote. It can be a story you have heard or you have seen. It can be a movie that you want to describe to someone. And you can do it in the present tense or in the past tense. And here we are going to stick to the present tense. Here we are going to describe a Tintin book called The Crab with the Golden Claws. And we are going to describe it frame by frame. This is one frame, one frame, one frame. This is a row. And this page, this is the first page of the book. It has 4 rows, and each row has 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 6 frames in each row. So we start. We can see the first row. What's happening here? Um, Tintin is walking down the street with his dog, Snowy. We can say full stop, so the intonation goes down. Snowy uh, is distracted by the smell of something in a pile of trash on the sidewalk. We can use the word suddenly, but it's not necessary because in this situation it doesn't happen really suddenly. Um, we can also change that to and continue the sentence when Snowy when a pile when the smell from a pile of trash catches Snowy's attention. And this is this frame. A pile of trash, the smell from a pile of trash catches Snowy's attention. So, in hope of finding a bone, Snowy starts to rummage through the trash. But instead, an opened can gets stuck to his snout. This is the snout. And he tries to get it off. He struggles to get it off, as you can see, but in vain. So we continue the story. In hope of finding a bone, he starts to rummage through the trash. But instead, his snout gets stuck inside an opened can. We can continue the sentence. And he tries to get it off. We can also say he struggles to get it off, or he struggles very hard to get it off, but in vain. It means that it didn't work. No matter how much he tries, he cannot get it off. So then he gives up and runs quickly to his owner, to Tintin, and begs him for help. And Tintin, with an angry face, holds Snowy with one hand while pulling off the can from his snout. It is this frame. He, Snowy, finally gives up and runs to his owner. So we can change it to runs to Tintin and begs for help. We can also say asks for help. We can also change that runs to Tintin to ask for help. Tintin turns around and grabs the dog. We can say Snowy with one hand, and with the other hand grabs the can and pulls it out. So this is the description. He finally gives up and runs to Tintin to ask for help. Tintin turns around and grabs Snowy with one hand, and with the other hand grabs the can and pulls it out. So this is the whole page. Tintin is walking on the street when the smell of a pile of trash catches Snowy's attention. In hope of finding a bone, he starts to rummage through the trash, but instead, his snout gets stuck in an open can, and he tries to get it off. He struggles and does everything. He struggles very hard to get it off, but in vain. So he gives up and runs to his owner, runs to Tintin, and begs for help. Tintin turns around, looks at Snowy, and sees the situation. He grabs Snowy with one hand and pulls out the can with the other hand, with an angry face. As you can see, he is not very happy, with an angry face. This was page 1 of the book, The Crab with the Golden Claws.